How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Does anyone know the whereabouts of Florida Evans' neck? How about Whoopi Goldberg's eyebrows, huh? Where the fuck they at? None of those answers and many more. Up next on The Real Rush. Bang your head to the opening riff. What's happening, y'all? It's your boy J-Dub here with The Real Rush. And welcome to episode 10 here up on YouTube. That's a pretty big milestone. I don't even know if I've ever done 10 episodes of anything that I've made. It's either been one-offs or... well, here we are. Yay, 10 episodes. Woo! Woo! Yeah! In a couple years, I'll be able to afford like some pyro or something, you know, go off in this joint. You know, we'll hold this shit in like stadiums and stuff. Sell some tickets, you know, get some corporate sponsorship. Real Rush, live, Patriot Center. I refuse to call it Eagle Big Arena. Patriot Center. Beta. Yet I digress. This weekend was quite the easy weekend. We only had 3 movies this weekend. I know I promised y'all 4 for this episode. But, given the upcoming movie schedule, I had to, you know, shuffle some things around. It's all good. Sometimes it bees that way on The Real Rush. Because if we don't, then we could potentially miss a Thursday. And I just hit 98 Thursdays in a row this past Thursday. So unfortunately, I have no 55 Steps review for you. So you're going to have to wait next week for your super duper added program fix. I'm not even sure if that's what that movie's about. I do apologize if that's what that movie's about. I'm not trying to make fun of that movie in any way. Yet I digress again. 55 Steps. We should have that for y'all next week. But anywho, let's go ahead and get on down to brass tacks with the movies with 3 movies that I did see this week for y'all on The Real Rush here tonight. We're gonna kick things off with last night's. We're gonna go in reverse. We're gonna kick things off with last night's Friday Night Angelica. One and only main event. The Favorite. This is the new historical period dramedy by Yorgos Lanthimos. I hope I pronounced your name correctly, sir. If I did not, I do apologize. This man also directed The Lobster and last year's Killing of a Sacred Deer. I haven't seen The Lobster yet. It is in my Netflix queue. Hopefully it is still on Netflix. Killing of a Sacred Deer, however, was one of the Real Rush entries from season 1, last season, and it was most certainly one of last year's most disturbing films, if not one of the most disturbing films I've ever seen. Ever. Until we get to later on tonight. Yet I digress again. But in this new film, The Favorite, from Mr. Lanthimos, this stars Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz as 2 cousins who are both vying to be the closest confidant of Queen Anne, played by Olivia Colman, back in the early 18th century, around the time that England's going to war with France. Now, these 2 they're going at war in their own type, with lies and deceit and manipulation to gain the favor of the Queen. But this comes with status-related consequences. This joint is full of quick wit. I kind of likened the humor and just the dialogue in general to it, even though it's years apart period-wise, to last year's Phantom Thread in that sense. The screenplay, in that sense, is on point. It's lit with much vulgarities, as you don't usually hear in these type of historical period pieces, which is cool. The word, the word cunt's thrown around a lot. So, there you go. That's my one and none. And this episode is brought to us by Scope Mouthwash, because that's what I'll be doing as soon as I finish this take. But yeah, so screenplay, it's a little out there, so just be on your toes for some shock humor and a little bit of shock drama too. But the performances by the top 3 stars, Rachel Weisz, Emma Stone, Olivia Colman. They're all knockout performances. So much so that each of the 3 of them, they each earned what is called the it is a special jury award for ensemble performance at this year's Gotham Independent Film Awards. Check out the winners of those. Those were just announced earlier this week. A couple surprises in there. It could be further awards implications. But that's what's beginning the season. Because that's where we is. You need to keep this on your radar because of it. Great movie. It was highly anticipated. That's how we ended the month of November. You want to see this, not only for the knockout performances, not only for its amazing screenplay, but for the brilliant cinematography as well. The use of the fisheye lenses. Quite captivating, if I do say so myself. The Favorite is currently in limited release. I'm not sure if it's going to get a wider release. That all depends on how this time of the year goes. So, Favorite, if it's playing in the theater near you, make sure you catch this baby. Now, well, not right now. Hold on. Stay for the episode. We got more shit. But wait, there's more. What's more? Next up on the Real Rush ticket, going backwards. This was our Thursday night movie this weekend. That means there was something before Thursday. But we'll get to that in a second. Because we're going backwards. Way back in the time. Flux capacitor. Thursday night, we peaked The Possession of Hannah Grace. This stars Shay Mitchell as an ex-cop who's dealing with battling her own inner demons. She takes a job at a morgue where she comes upon a dead body, of course, because she's in a morgue. In any other way, that might seem weird, right? Anywho, the body died. Or the body died. Poor Hannah Grace was killed during an exorcism, and the body is still possessed. Take it from there. The Possession of Hannah Grace, it's a roughly mediocre horror film. It's not terrible. It's not the greatest. It's a little bit earlier than the middle, a little bit pre-middle, or I guess I should say it this way. I'm not sure how that's going to play out on camera. However, the uneasiness is there, but it doesn't deliver on the scares. Rhyme. I don't recall the audience jumping once. Like the build-up for the scares are there, but they just don't quite hit. Now, Thursday night audiences usually are the hardest to impress. So take that as you may. I'd save this for a matinee. There goes another rhyme for y'all. It's your, like I said, roughly mediocre B movie horror film. So the performances and the screenplay, they're fairly cheesy, like the Gold Watch that you get at your retirement. Jack Traven. However, there is a however about this movie. There is a metaphoric, we'll just go into it, the metaphoric battling of the inner demons. And that's not giving away too terribly much. The way they did that is pretty clever. So like I said, if you're into these kind of movies, I'd go ahead and see it. General audiences, however, make this your matinee. Possession of Hannah Grace. I almost made that around. But yeah, Possession of Hannah Grace. Make it a matinee. There it is. Last but most certainly not least, up on tonight's Real Rush tickets. Wednesday night went up to the Angelica. One night only showing of the uncensored director's cut of The House That Jack Built. Not AJ Styles, The House That Jack Built. This ain't even Jack Styles. This ain't even AJ's daddy. No. This dude is on some evil shit, man. The House That Jack Built is the fairly new, well, new to our audiences here, stateside, newish, and I'll get to that in a second as well. It's the new psychological horror film from innovative and sometimes controversial Danish director Lars von Trier. This stars Matt Dillon as a narcissistic serial killer who views his killings as pieces of artwork. And he tells the tales of 5 incidents over the course of 12 years throughout the 1970s and early 1980s in Washington State. The House That Jack Built. I had never heard of this until it came up as a one-night only showing on Angelica's Coming Soon. So you know I was going to go see this joint. Special one-night engagement. I'm not going to miss this shit. The House That Jack Built. It's heavy. It's dark. It's brooding. Yet it's sadistically hilarious at times. It's the kind of laugh that makes you uncomfortable to laugh. At least it might y'all, but I got a jacked up mind, so it was pretty funny. They even included that in part of their pre-video package, Matt Dillon, Lars von Trier, which I'm about to get to in a second as well. But don't get it twisted. It is brutally, I cannot stress this enough, brutally graphic and gruesome, so much to the fact that it was reported that over 100 people at the Cannes Film Festival screening earlier this year walked out of the joint because of its gruesomeness, which prompted Matt Dillon and director Lars von Trier to put before the movie these video packages that basically ask the audience to stay throughout the entire film. Matt Dillon's sitting there, he's all like, if you feel like you want to laugh, go ahead and laugh. If you want to scream, go ahead and scream. Which was kind of foreshadowing, and I'll leave it at that. Lars von Trier, he remarked in his, "Not another Trump." I clapped at that one, and I'm going to leave that at that. Because I don't do politics. Brutally brutal. Gruesomely brutal. I can't decide if it was gruesomely brutal or if it was brutally gruesome, but it's most certainly not for the faint of heart. Like, I can't stress that part enough. You might get sick watching this movie. I heard some groans from the audience that we were with, and everybody seemed to enjoy it, but just be forewarned. So all that being said, The House That Jack Built is one outstanding piece of work. One of the best films of the year. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there. Is it in the top 10? I'm teetering on saying that. I need to go ahead and get the Real Rush top 10 together, because it's coming to that time where I'll actually be able to sit down and start to at least formulate that. But this is most certainly a top 10 contender, and it's the Real Rush pick of the week. You want to see this when it comes out. It's going to be the R-rated version, unfortunately, but it's only like a 2-minute difference between, you're only getting 2 minutes less. The R-rated version drops in limited release and on digital December 14th. However, the MPAA got pretty pissed at IFC Films, apparently, within the last few days after the screening of said, so on Thursday morning, of said House That Jack Built, because apparently they didn't submit some type of waiver that said they could do it so close to the actual release date of the R-rated film, because it might, and I'm paraphrasing here, it might confuse parents who might see the wrong version of the film, which is one of the biggest pieces of bullshit that I've ever heard in my entire life, because If you're a parent and you are all balls to the wall, like, yeah, let's round up the kids and go take them to go see the house that Jack built, you need some counseling. You need 55 steps. You need 55 steps. Because this is not a movie that you should get your kids anywhere near. Absolutely not. Matter of fact, I'm surprised. I'm not sure if the NC-17 rating still exists or not, or if it's just whatever. If it just goes unrated after rated R. But yeah, this was just straight up. It wasn't advertised with any rating where I saw it at the Angelica. Just uncensored director's cut. And it's worthy to note that at least I feel I am H.O. I'm Ho. In my honest opinion, this is possibly the best serial killer film since American Psycho. If you're an American Psycho fan, you are going to love the house that Jack built. See it. Hopefully, everything's everything. You can still be able to see it. Limited release. Don't do the digital. If you have it, if you see it in the theater playing in your area, come December 14th, go see this in the theater. It's about 2.5, it's a little bit over 2.5 hours long, but it doesn't feel like it. And that's a great thing. It only felt like 2 hours. Boom. House that Jack built. Go see it. Be prepared. Brutally, gruesomely brutal. Don't say we didn't. Don't say I didn't warn you. For all 3 people that have watched this, don't say the dub didn't warn you. And for episode 10 of The Real Rush, that's a wrap, ladies and gents. Next episode, I'm going to have reviewed for you 55 Steps. We should be making that our Thursday night movie this week. Our Thursday night main event. That'll be 99. Is this wood? Yes, it is. Head Full of Honey in certain theaters, and where I'll be seeing it for the first time as well. The 25th anniversary remastered re-release of Schindler's List. And to follow that up, because as much as I've always wanted to see Schindler's List, that's not just a movie. That's not just any movie that you could just come home, after a hard day and want to kick back. Like, you know what? I think I'm gonna watch Schindler's List. Nah, not from what I've heard about it, and I pretty much know what it's about. And so to follow that up, this is the big one, ladies and gents. The Real Rush is going to an advanced screening of Bumblebee next week, and so we'll have that review for y'all as well coming up episode 11. But in the meantime, continue to stay tuned and subscribe and spread the word of The Real Rush like everybody should be spreading love these days. Don't forget to follow your boy on Instagram for my Move Red Blu-ray. Move Red Blu-ray. Blu-ray movie. Got a lot of those. And way too many to expand. Because it's hard enough cranking out one episode of these a week. Because we have such high production values here, as you can see, on The Real Rush. But yet, I digress. You want to make sure you follow your boy on Instagram for my movie check-ins as they occur. That is at JDubChampion, hashtag The Real Rush. And to everybody, thanks again for watching. Your boy, J-Dub, here on The Real Rush. Have fun, y'all. Love J-Dub. Enjoy yourselves at the movies. Remember, when you're at the movies, the cell phones, they stay away and put on silent, or at least vibrate, so we don't hear that joint. And your lips, they get put away in your pocket. They stay on silent. Don't even put those on vibrate. That's it. And until episode 11, we'll see you next weekend. Peace out.